Hello VC, today I'll be showcasing my compilation collection on vinyl. Start off with a few box sets I've got. These were charity shop finds. Golden memories of all time of the 60s. This is packed full of 60s to 60 to 69. So yeah, 10 records of pure 60s of each year, that way. This plays really nicely. The records don't seem to be played very much at all, really. Whoever had this in the past, well looked after. Cup of tea. Right, yes, I've also got the #1 collection box set. This is basically a rundown of #1s through the years, from the 50s to the 80s. So yeah, and the same again, this is like immaculate. I normally find that these box sets, they hardly ever been played normally, than more often or not in like very good condition, and they're very common, they're very obtainable. Same again with this one. This is Golden Greats of the 50s and 60s. This is rather good actually. This is a box set of all these artists on here, all these different singers of that period. They're like little albums. That was also thrown in there, a little extra. Yeah, you get like one side in this box set is like Bill Haley, #1. Turn it over, you got Fats Domino. So it's like each side there's a different singer. And this like immaculate. We've got Pat Boone, the Platters, Eddie Cochran, one of my favourites, Chuck Berry. Yeah, that's Chuck Berry, Pat Boone. Eddie Cochran. There's just a few of them there, I'm just going to show you. Yeah, not a bad little box set, that. Charity shop find. This was a Discogs purchase about a year ago. The greatest hits of 1993. My brother brought this back in the day. When it came out, he had it on like a double tape cassette album, and yeah, I really liked it. Always have. All the great tunes of 93 on here. Urban Cookie Collective, we've got All That She Wants, Ace of Base, Little Bird, Annie Lennox, Dreams, Gabrielle, Right Here, SWV, I love that one. I really like Don't Walk Away, Jade as well. The Love I Lost, West End featuring Sybil. Yeah, there's loads on there. It's a really good series actually. The greatest hits. I think that was on the Telstar label. Seemed to have petered out, I think, in the late 90s. Also got this one, Best of Dance 92. I got this at my local record shop a while back, and yeah, it's pretty cool. All those old dance tracks from the early 90s. Rhythm as a Dancer, that was a cracking one, that one. I've got a few compilations of the 70s, and All Because the Lady Loves. I think this was like on an an advert on UK TV. It would be like a box of chocolates. It was basically it'd be a James Bond kind of spoof kind of thing, and it end up him leaving a box of chocolates on a woman's bed or something, and yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's got Stevie Wonder on here, Cliff Richard, Donnie Warwick, Eric Clapton's the last one. Wonderful Tonight. That's a really nice song, that one. So yeah, not a bad compilation at all, that one. I've got Body and Soul, 18 classic soul cuts, and yeah, this has got Tina Turner, Lionel Richie, Diana Ross, loads of them on the back there, look. So yeah, it's a pretty good one to pick up, cheap for £1, charity shop or whatever. I've got this one, Good Times. It's got Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore. Leo Sayer, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. The Hollies, The Air That I Breathe. Yeah, just to name a few. Yeah, Good Times. I've got Dance Hits 2. It's 80s compilation. It's just, yeah, all sorts of 80s on here. It's the back. You can read any of those. Yeah, cheap find, cheap charity shop find. This one, Black Magic. Hits from the it's hits from the 80s. This one, Boris Gardiner, Marvin Gaye, and Luther Vandross. So yeah, some good songs on here. This is a good one. Night Moves. Lionel Richie, All Night Long is on here. Upside Down, Diana Ross, Lovely Day, Bill Withers, Marvin Gaye, Roxy Music. Yeah. Maybe some of you might remember this one. Unforgettable 2. This is the issue 2. There's a volume 1 in this one. And it's got Gene Pitney, Something's Got a Hold of My Heart on here. Bill Withers, Lovely Day. Crying, Roy Orbison. Doesn't Matter Anymore. Groovy Kind of Love, The Mindbenders. Oh, it's got God Only Knows, the Beach Boys on here. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. The Hollies, I think they reissued that in the 80s. I think they made that number 1, I'm not sure. That cost me £2. Charity shop. I've got Night Flute. I've got a volume 1 and volume 2. I think the first one's the best one. It's got Shake You Down, Gregory Abbott, Michael Jackson, George Benson. It's quite a good one to pick up, this one. I have the Love album, 16 classic love songs. I Know Him So Well, Elaine Page. Slave to Love, Brian Ferry. I want to Know What Love Is, Foreigner. That's a good song. There's the back. I think Elton John is on here somewhere as well. Yeah, Sad Song, Say So Much, Elton John. Stuck on You, Lionel Richie. Yeah, lots of good tunes. I've got this one. It's got basically all the theme tunes from the films of that period. It's got Flying theme from E.T. Star Wars is on there. Yeah, all sorts of good theme tunes on this one. I've got Hits Revival, the original hits by the original stars. It's got Jackie Wilson, the Supremes, Marvin Gaye, Bill Withers, yeah, all the classics. James Brown. Just a charity shop find, I think, about a year or so ago. So yeah, this is pretty good. Woolworths, $2.99. Look, you try getting vinyl now for $2.99, brand new. You'll be lucky. Heavy. I got this. This is at. I'm not sure if this was at a charity shop or at my record shop, my local record shop. But it's got got the heaviest bands on here: Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beasts, Motorhead, Iron Fist, Rush, New World Man, Journey, Don't Stop Believing, Derek on the Dominoes, Layla. Yeah, really good compilation, this one. If you like heavy music, you can pick this one up pretty easy on the old K-Tel label. This is a really good blues compilation. I bought this at my local record shop for £5, and I see there's eBay sellers selling this for like ridiculous amounts of money, over the £100 mark, which is just crazy. You know, I think it's worth that. But yeah, this is Kings of the Blues. Look at that $3.99 label still on there. Yeah, it's got some really decent blues hits on this one, which is what one of them I like particularly is Open Up Baby, George Wildchild Butler. That's such a good tune, that one. But yeah, if you can find this and you like the blues, pick this one up. It's on Top Line Records. So yeah, recommend this highly. This was an eBay purchase a while back. The Blues Volume 3. I haven't got Volume 1 or 2. I just managed to get this one. It's got Jimmy Witherspoon, one of my favourites, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker. There's the back. Yeah, really good one, this one. I should really get Volume 1 and 2 to go with that. This was purchased in HMV, and that's Blues Legends, classics by the Blues Pioneers. As you know, I like blues. John Lee Hooker, Muddy Waters, Big Mama Thornton, B.B. King's on here, Screaming Jay Hawkins, Howlin' Wolf. Yeah, some good tunes on this one. So yeah, recommend that as well. I have this. This was a cassette my father used to have. He used to play it in the car, and I found it on vinyl. I was so happy to find this. Yeah, it's got some really good tunes on this one. 60s tunes. Do You Love Me? Brian Paul and the Tremolos. Tell Me When, the Applejacks. I really like that one. I really do like that one. You've Got Your Troubles, The Fortunes, It's Not Unusual, Tom Jones, The Crying Game, Dave Berry, Juliet, The Four Pennies, Here It Comes Again, The Fortunes, Little Things, Dave Berry. Yeah, he done these series, Simon Bates, The Golden Years of the 60s. I think he done 3 volumes of the 60s, and then he done the 70s, and then I think he done the 80s after that. I've not heard any of those. Oh, sorry, I've heard the 60s ones. I've got the volume 2 and 3 on CD. But I think this is the best one. Cheap charity shop find. I think this one, 60s Mania, 2 LPs worth of just great 60s hits. Needles and Pins, The Searchers, Good Vibrations, The Beach Boys, House of the Rising Sun, The Animals, Go Now, Moody Blues. just to name a few. Yeah, that was on the, that's also on the Telstar label. There's the back. A bit of jazz, continental jazz. This is a compilation, I think came out in the 50s. I think I got this at my record shop. And yeah, it's just, I think it's like French jazz put on here. It's pretty darn good actually. I like a bit of jazz, play it in the evening and chill out. Got this compilation, Rock Rules OK. 60 great hits by the original stars. 3 album set. Just full of 50s, I think. 50s and 60s on here. So yeah, I've got Long Tall Sally, Wipeout. Yeah, just a nice 50s compilation of 50s rock, 50s, 60s rock. Excuse me, drinking tea. Love songs of the 60s. Beach Boys, Mount Monroe, Herman's Hermits. Yeah, just the one LP on here. And yeah, I think it's a cheap thrift store find. Got the Hollies, Here I Go Again. Herman's Hermits, There's a Kind of Hush All Over the World. Danny Williams, Moon River. Yeah, it's a pretty good one to have. These are pretty old. Phil Spector, Echoes of the 60s. I saw this, picked it up, looked from the back, and I see it had He's a Rebel by the Crystals. I like that song. And Unchained Melodies on here. Righteous Brothers. And yeah, so I picked this one up. Then He Kissed Me, the Crystals. Yeah, it's just a bit of Motown, I believe, on here. Lighter Shade of Pale. What a great 60s tune that was. Whiter Shade of Pale. Go Now, the Moody Blues, Simon Smith and the Amazing Dancing Bear. You've Got Your Troubles, the Fortunes. Yeah, so nice little 60s comp on the old Decca label. Look. Screaming hits of the 60s. UK hits. 14 #1 UK hits. They're all there. And also got hits from the Screaming 60s. 14 #1s of US hits. So yeah, you can't argue with that. 20 flashbacks greats of the 60s. How many of you remember this? It's got Yakety Yak. I don't even think that was a 60s song. Here Comes My Baby. Wild Thing, the Trogs. 24 Hours from Tulsa. Yeah, K-Tail. Boogie Woogie hits. Yeah, it's kind of like I guess a mix of blues on here. Blues, jazz, Count Basie's on here. Cab Calloway, Tommy Dorsey. Yeah, not a bad little compilation. More of the 60s and the old K-Tail label. 24 Golden Greats. Gary Puckett, Lady Willpower. Roses Red, Bobby Vinton. When You Walk in the Room, The Searchers. Everlasting Love, Love Affair. Del Shannon, Runaway. Yeah, it's alright. You got 20 golden hits, 1964. Yeah, I won't sort of mention about all this, but yeah, but still, the music's good. And golden hits of 1963. This is just the best year of the 60s, I think. It's got the Beatles on there, She Loves You, Jerry and the Pacemakers. 63 is just a great year of 60s music. The Crickets, My Little Girl, I like that one. Late Buddy Holly one, Brown Eyed Handsome Man, after his death, that was released, 63. I think he died, when did he die? 55? No, later than that perhaps. Anyway. Spotlight. Who remembers the Spotlight series? Yeah, rock and roll. Spotlight on rock and roll. There's always this song on here. My dad, because my dad had this on cassette tape. He loved Mule Skinner Blues. That's a tune and a half. That one, Mule Skinner Blues. Go check that one out if you have not heard it already. It's pretty wild. This is a fantastic compilation, truly unforgettable. This came out, I think, in the early 90s. It's just full of classic 50s songs. Some 60s, I think, are on here as well. Nat King Cole, Mario Lanza, Al Martino, Johnny Mathis, Doris Day, Bobby Darwin, Andy Williams. Just the greats are on here. So yeah, highly recommend this. You can get this on CD very easily at thrift stores in the UK. If you see it and you like the 50s, I recommend it. I really like that cover as well. You could have that on your wall, couldn't you, at home? It's so good. I've got Nat, Dean and Friends. This was a charity shop find. Played it, and yeah, it's quite good actually, I have to admit. It's got Relax Your View on there, which is a really good song with Dean Martin and Lynne Renaud. I think she's a French singer. And Two Sleeping People, that's a really nice song by the same artists. Yeah, it's got Nat King Cole on here. Yeah, and all sorts of others. Yeah, it's a fun little album, that one. Not to be taken too seriously. Million selling hits of the 40s. This might surprise you a bit. I picked this up at a thrift store. My dad sort of listened to some of the 30s and 40s, and you know, I even like that kind of music. You know, Tommy Dorsey, Artie Shaw, Glenn Miller. You know, I just find it music. I just find it interesting, no matter what year, what period. You know, it's all part of the history. Yeah, obviously, I mean, I don't play it that much, but I'm glad to have it. You know, it is part of the history of music, the 40s. Happy Days are here again. Hits of the 30s, going back even further. Yeah, same again, really. You know, it's just nice to have an option, you know, where you as a go-to where you can go into the past like that. Another really oldest compilation, Sentimental Journey. Sorry, this is a 2 LP album. There's no tracks, no songs on the back of it, so I can't really read anything out. But yeah, I bought that. Glad to have it. Breaking Up is hard to do. This is a cassette my dad had back in the day. It's pretty good actually. It's on the Pickwick International label. I think that was just like a budget label. but still very, very good. Breaking Up It's Hard to Do, It's My Party, Andy Williams, The Searchers are on here, The Monkees. Yeah, great 60s. Glad to have it. Same again, Sealed with a Kiss. And yeah, it's just got great 60s music on here. These were the first two which were released. Those were like another series which came after. These were focused on the 50s. Unchained Melodies, billion-selling love songs of the 50s, romantic hits, original artists, original recordings. We've got Al Hibbler, Pat Boone, Four Aces, Buddy Holly, and yeah, the Hilltoppers, the Ames Brothers. Yeah, it's just great. I love it. This is the very first one, Melodies of Love. I bought this for £1. You can find this pretty easily in thrift stores in the UK. Little Things Mean a Lot. That's such a nice song. That is by Kitty Callan. Three Coins in the Fountain, the Four Aces, I'll Be Home, Pat Boone. Yeah, just classics. Stranger in Paradise, Sincerely, the Maguire Sisters. It's just nice to have something like that, you know, on vinyl. A little 50s go-to. 50s rock and roll. 4 volumes of this. Rock and Roll Greats. I've got every one. There's 2 in here. Volume 1 and 2 in here. Eddie Cochran, you know, Jerry Lee Lewis, Gene Vincent, Chuck Berry, you name it, they're on here. Anything rock and roll. This is yeah, volume 3, volume 4 in here as well. Hello Mary Lou, Rick Nelson, Shaking All Over, Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, Run to Him, Bobby V, Buddy Holly, Cliff Richard, Chuck Berry, Del Shannon. Yeah, great stuff. Smash Hits Wave. Yeah, it's just sort of. I played this once. It was okay. It wasn't, you know, too good or anything. It's just sort of like dance stuff. Nothing really outstanding. But this is good. Smash Hits 1990. This is 2 LPs full of the hits of that period. I have the Hits album. I have a few of these. So I have this one. I have this one. That would be after Hits 9, that one. That is Hits 9, that one. I've got the Hits album too. This was a rivalry for the Now albums which came out. Hits 2 and the Hits album, the first one. I think this actually outsold the Now album at the time. Not sure which Now album that was. I imagine this was early 80s. So yeah, that actually done better. But they couldn't keep up in the end. More 90s on the Telstar label. Got 100% Dance 4. Classic 90s, 92, 93 music. Dance tracks on here. Volume 3 is also in here. I've got Volume 2 as well. And the very first one. Great stuff. Snap, 2 Unlimited, Shabba Ranks, M People. Yeah, great 90s. That was the first album I ever brought on cassette. Later on got that on cassette. The very first Now, I see that they released these again back on CD, like a second issue, which I have, and yeah, I've got the vinyl as well, original vinyl, of course. I've got Now 2, Now 3, packed full of 80s, Now 4, missing Now 5, Now 6, gotta get Now 5 I think some point, Now 7. These are pretty easy to buy, these are. Now 8. I think as you get nearer to the 20s they start getting a bit more expensive. Now 10, I don't have 9, so that's 10. Now 11, and that's it. So I have a Christmas album, which is part of the Now series, which is pretty good. Cherry Shop 5, full of the great Christmas ones. Paul McCartney, what have you on here? Wham! All the great 80s ones. And I've got Now Dance 86. And that concludes the video for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. Seeing all my compilations, I expect perhaps some of you out there have got some of them, or remember some of them of the past. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.